Are you dreading those holiday get-togethers? Or maybe not so much the getting together part, but the inquisition, the questioning, the comparisons and judgment. We did a poll in the Facebook group, and a good number of you have some anxiety creeping in with this holiday season. Well, I'm Sue Patterson, and this is the Unschooling Mom to Mom podcast. And this week, I want to talk to you about dealing with the holidays. No matter what you're celebrating, each year around this time, we might be bumping into critics. I have resources specifically for this, and I'll put them in the show notes and at the website. And last year, I gave 4 different tips for dealing with the holidays. It's season 1, episode 44, if you're looking for it. And I talked about the pass the bean dip technique, also shifting the conversations to their children, the critics' children, prepping the kids so they have answers to the typical questions that might come up, or dealing with other parents who might have their own issues about what you're doing. So if you need more on these, I'll put the link in the show notes, or you can put holidays and unschooling in the search box over at the Unschooling Mom to Mom website when you look at the blog. It'll be there waiting for you. So this year, I want to give you some more tips, or really just some ideas to think about to help you with dealing with criticism from friends and family. Maybe a little brainstorming. Some of us live in a bit of a bubble. We create a safe community of people who support us and encourage us. And maybe you're even in my membership group. I'll put a link in the notes for that too, because you might be just wishing you had more support and encouragement. But the holidays roll around and we want to spend time with our friends and family usually, but it's not as comfortable as the nest we've created for most of the year. Still, life is busy and we press on. So one of the best pieces of advice I can give you is to plan ahead. Don't get too swept up in the busyness of everything. Take a few moments to think about the ripple effects of some of the choices that might pop up. Well, that's how you're going to be successful at unschooling in general, not to dwell on all the what ifs, but more of thinking, these are a few scenarios I think are possible, maybe even likely, and here are some ways we can tackle those. Preemptive strikes, so to speak. So that's what I want to give you with this help this week. So here are my tips for wading into the fray of potentially critical friends and family. So first, I want you to think about the kids. What are they going to do there? Whether it's at your house or grandma's or anywhere else, remember they are your priority, not what people think of you or even what people think of them. How will you help them move through this season? No matter how they might feel about this unconventional approach to education, you, the parents, made the decision to do this. So thinking ahead about what they will be doing while you're there will be helpful. People are, in fact, watching them. So you might want to get them out of the hot seat from time to time. Is there somewhere you can go for a walk? Maybe offer to walk the dog. Just get out of the house. Or could you pack a couple of Frisbees or try a little beach ball volleyball in the backyard? Something that gets them out of everybody's scrutiny. You know that feeling when people are examining what they're doing, it's kind of like being in a fishbowl. So also, if you're in the United States, the Macy's Day Parade is interesting, even if you're not. Did you know that they have a bunch of videos the kids can watch about how the floats are made or other tidbits of information about it? It's on pretty early if you're trying to catch it live, but you could get the recording of it at some point. And the kids might have interesting things to share. You could turn it on in the middle of the day and everyone could watch it together, because then the kids will have a few little facts up their sleeve if the conversation comes up about the floats or about New York City or anything to do with it. I'll put a link at the website if this sounds like fun for you too. Now, because a lot of kids love technology, how about seeing if they're up to using that skill for something family related? They could do mini videos of each of the people there with their phone or their tablet. They could ask typical questions related to holiday get-togethers like, what's your favorite food for the holidays? Or how far did you have to drive to get to this event? Or anything interesting happen along the way? or any funny memories from past get-togethers, or anything you want to tell your family. Have them give their name and their age or any other piece of information that fits. And then you can share the video with family members. Either send it to them on their phone or see if somebody can upload it onto the TV for everybody to watch together. That would be fun. The next batch of tips have to do with you. Yes, you're probably doing something different from everyone else there at the get-together, this unschooling thing. Or even if you're not even all the way unschooling, you're not sending your kids off to school. But you don't have to sit in that hot seat all day long. You can even say, hey, I don't want to talk about that today, and then shift the conversation. Or even, yeah, we're going to do this and see how it goes. I can send you more information if you want it. Otherwise, pass the mashed potatoes. That other podcast gives some more scenarios and options for responses for questions that may be lobbed at you. The next tip is to recognize that we often fall back into familiar roles at these get-togethers. At home, away from them, we're the grown-up making decisions and living life as an adult. But we go to these family events and we can feel smaller and more hesitant. And sometimes our parents or our siblings still see us as kids or teens or young adults who need their guidance. And maybe we did at some point, but not so much anymore. Notice if old family dynamics are keeping you from stepping into your full capabilities. If you're doing it to yourself, focus on your child and what they may need from you. If your relatives are doing it to you, you don't have to engage. I saw a meme once that said, you don't have to attend every argument you're invited to. I'll share that on social media so that you have it. You can print it out and save it as a screensaver on your phone for the holidays. So the last few tips I want to give you. You can arrive late or leave early. You can stay somewhere else so you're not under the magnifying glass. You can skip it all together. You can read up on research about homeschooling and unschooling if you need help articulating some of the concepts to friends and family who really are interested. And you don't have to defend your choices to anyone. They're your choices. It doesn't mean you have to get mad at them. You can smile and say to yourself, not today, dearie. A quick, yeah, I know it's different, but I don't want to spend this whole weekend trying to help everyone understand. Can we talk about something else? It's part of that maturity timeline that you are on, getting okay with truly individualizing your life, stepping away from conformity, making your own choices. That's the basis of unschooling anyway. Prioritize your kids and your relationship with them. And that means at these get-togethers too. Okay. Good luck to you as you move through the holidays. I have a lot of support you can tap into if you need it, even if just for these months or two. You don't have to do this alone. I'll be back again next week. Take care.